Our reporter Mrimi Mwangi is at the residence of Kalonzo Musyoka, the deputy party leader of the NASA coalition. He now joins us live from his home in Karen for an update. Mrimi Mwangi, we've just had a conversation with Raila Odinga, says in a few minutes he'll be heading to Uhuru Park grounds. Have you spotted Kalonzo Musyoka?
Well, I met Kalonzo Musyoka this morning. We had a conversation with him regarding their plans for the day and his reaction to the closure of the main television stations that had been airing the NASA function today. He did say that he was heading into a meeting with the core principals. We followed them up for quite some time, but lost them somewhere in the convoy, somewhere near Karen. But I have an update for you from his home now. We understand that the security officers at his residence have been ordered back to their camps. And what you can see behind me is a lorry from the GSU that has come to pick their personal effects, beddings, and everything else. And we understand all the 5 of them are expected back in the camp. Earlier on, I had spoken to Mr. Kalonzo Musyoka, who lamented that even his VIP security had been withdrawn and that he was only relying upon his personal aides and a few of the other elected leaders from Wiper who had accompanied him, that being Makueni Governor Kivutha Kibwana, as well as Kitui Senator Enoch Wambua, with whom they left in that particular convoy just an hour or so ago. And this is his residence. Remember, we have been here from as early as 7. We managed to speak to him sometime around 11:30, and that was the time when he was due to leave for that particular meeting. Remember, that meeting was to happen following that closure of the airways for the main television stations, and it was, of course, to re-strategize on their next move. I put the same question that you have put to the NASA leader regarding their next move after the swearing in. Should it happen today, as they insist will happen? And he said he was unwilling to give the exact details of what they will say next, saying, just like his coalition boss, that it's a wait-and-see situation for Kenyans that are waiting to see what will happen after their swearing in. Akisa.
All right, let's see what happened in that conversation with you and NASA Deputy Party Leader Kalonzo Musyoka, or NASA Co-Principal Kalonzo Musyoka. That is Mrimi Mwangi joining us from Karen. Let's see what happened earlier on in the day.
With Mudavadi, with Raila, every security detail, the remaining, because a lot of them were taken away. Right? Now you won't imagine my security right now is Senator Wambua. He looks like he can be one. And Governor Kibwana, he looks a little, yeah. These are the security we have. And you can imagine on an occasion as important as a swearing-in ceremony. Okay? So we are taking all these things into account. And we hope sincerely that our supporters are able to see what we are going through. Yeah, but this is a very important struggle. So we are still consulting. First of all, I said the media, you're under attack, seriously under attack. And now the remaining security detail taken away. So these are matters we must tell our people. We must tell our people. Yeah. Okay.
You're part of the people who are to be sworn in for the event today.
Yeah.
What is the details exactly? The people.
We are meeting to discuss. We're meeting to discuss. We have to look at all the self. All right. So we will be able to release the details.
What happens tomorrow, if or whether or not it happens? What happens moving on after tomorrow?
Well, this country is our home for all of us. All right? We will be here. We will be here. And we will be letting the country know the next moves. Okay? Thank you.
So can you assure your supporters that the ceremony is going to take place?
No, I don't want to say that right now. You know? Because you see, this tactical withdrawal of the police, okay? And they are like, everybody, remember this comment was saying that they are going to seal off Uhuru Park. Remember that? Uhuru Park was a no-zone area, no-go zone territory. And then what happens? Yeah, they withdraw. We have seen, of course, the water cannon trucks still on standby. Okay? So we don't know. We don't know. All we want our people at this stage to know is they must remain very calm. No NASA supporter should take a stone and throw at any policeman, because the police may want also to come and provoke them. Yeah? No, in fact, they should be carrying the white handkerchiefs. Yeah? No NASA supporter should do any violence today.
Well, Murimi, we've just seen what Kalonzo Musyoka, the NASA co-principal, had to say earlier on. From where you sit and some of the spot checks you've been doing since morning, just give us an update. What is the situation currently where you are?
Well, the truck that I told you about earlier, they seem to be reversing. I think the gate is not open, so we can't presume we could presume they are getting in. But we did see some of the security officers loading their personal belongings into that truck. And you can see it's getting into the residence, so perhaps more of their personal belongings expected to be loaded in the truck. Sources or persons that have been able to speak to within the opposition coalition indicating that the instructions that the officers have is to reportedly report back to the camp. This, of course, in line with an order which the Wiper leader says seems to have come from the very top, that of the withdrawal of their security as from earlier today due to that controversy with the controversial swearing-in ceremony that was to happen at Uhuru Park. As I mentioned earlier, Akisa, after that conversation with the Wiper leader, we did follow him on that convoy. We were trying to just establish where exactly that meeting was to happen. We lost the convoy somewhere in Karen. We split into two groups. One proceeded to one of the direction, and I headed to the home of the NASA leader, Raila Odinga, where I also met my colleague Chris Thairu, yet to meet the party leader or the coalition leader, so had to establish where that meeting is happening. But the Wiper leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, did indicate to be that they were to have that private meeting, part of a strategy setting meeting in line of these developments, including this withdrawal of security from their residents as well as their VIP, and of course as well as that closure of the main television stations that were to air that function. But he was categorical that they would still push on with the plans for the day, though he could not confirm if the swearing-in would still happen as planned today, Akisa. So we're still waiting to see. We can see the truck reversing into the residence, perhaps to load in more of the belongings of the security here. We will be confirming if indeed they will be heading back to the camp like all of them, or if a few of them will be remaining behind at the residence. Remember, what we understand is the 5 GSU officers that guard the residence of the former vice president are expected to report back to their camps. Instructions that reportedly seem to come from the very top, that of course in line with even that withdrawal of their VIP security, as I mentioned earlier, Akisa.
Murimi Mwangi speaking to us live from Karen, just outside the residence of NASA co-principal Kalonzo Musyoka, saying that